Welcome back, and in this chapter I will be showing you how to set up and process a more complicated payment using PayGuard. Okay, so your agent will log in to the PayGuard application on their browser and they need to initiate a telephone call. So in this example, I'll be dialing out to my mobile number from my desk phone here. So I'm going to place the call simply by clicking the call button here. That will ring the telephone on my desk first. And as soon as I answer that, it will dial out to my mobile, which we are using as the customer line. Now, once that call is connected, I need to associate my call, this live call, with my ID, and I do that simply by, on my desk phone, entering my agent PIN number, and that will tell the system who I am on this call and secure the line for me, ready to establish setting up this payment. So I'm going to use this as if I'm booking a holiday as a good example. So typically when booking a holiday, one would put a down payment, let's call it £100 as a deposit, and you'd take that immediately. So you'd keep it on today's date. You'd give that a customer reference number to mirror with your CRM. You've then got a choice here. You could actually set up a subscription or a number of weekly payments or monthly payments. And if you chose that, then you can choose for it to recur, let's say, every 1 month over the period of 12 months on the same day each month, and it will give you the end date for that subscription payment. But in this case, I'm just going to do a couple of single payments. So I'll then add another payment here, and I'm going to collect the balance on a forward date, which might be 6 weeks before they leave. So let's say that's next year at the end of March. And I'm going to give it the same customer reference number for that payment. So the purpose of that really is that the customer then doesn't need to ring back in to make a balance payment. There's no need to remind them. You don't need to ring them to chase them for payment. We will just collect that money when the due date arrives. Okay, so we're ready now to collect the customer's card information. And so we'll select assisted card from the method drop down, and that means that they'll stay live in the call with your operator while they're setting that payment up. Click the confirm button, and then it's time to ask the customer for their name on the card and the address the card is registered to, although that's not mandatory in order to process a payment. So you've now arrived at the point in the call where it's time to ask the customer for the long card number. So I'm going to enter that, and you'll see that appearing on screen as I enter it. Okay, so we'll show the first 4 digits and last 4 digits of the long card number because that's not considered to be sensitive. We then ask the customer to enter the expiry date. And again, that's not sensitive information, so we can display that. And then we ask them for the security code, which is sensitive, so we mask that out. So I've now collected everything that I need in order to process the payment. So I'm going to hit confirm, but before we process that, we've got details of what I'm setting up here, just as a fail-safe, so the agent can take the customer through that and make sure they've got everything right. And if it transpires that there is an error, they can hit the edit payment button and go back a step to correct before then processing. So we've got everything correct there, so I'm going to hit submit. That will go off to the payment service provider, and what we have now is a successful return saying that I've collected £100 successfully, and here is my unique transaction code for that transaction, which I can copy and paste into a CRM by clicking the icon. And it's also told me that I have scheduled successfully scheduled the balance to be collected. So here I might want to put in a post order reference. So that could be a a product ID for the type of holiday that they're booking on, and you can then report against that. I can send a confirmation of that payment to the customer by email, and that will be all templated in your corporate ID, and that will go out straight away. And I also have an option then to transfer the customer to a post-call customer survey, or if I build up a pick list of numbers in the admin, then I can choose to transfer that customer out to another department, perhaps if there's further discussion to be had with another party. I've also got an option here to add notes about this call, and that will be appended to the payment record. And I can also add a tag here for reporting purposes, so that I can start to filter and divide all the payments that I've been taking and what they've been taken for, what they relate to. Okay, so that's everything in setting up a more complicated payment using PayGuard. And if I hit the back to start button, I'm ready to take another payment.